Alastor and Jack Frost. Written by me. Jack Frost got to work yesterday. The ground is covered in snow. But we don't have time to run and play. We have somewhere far to go. There's something we need on the mountain peak, something that's never been found. And before we stop and go to sleep, we must be on level ground. For there will be a blizzard tonight, and we simply can't be caught, 'cause the wind and ice and snow that bite, I'm afraid just can't be fought. Grab a lantern and your knife, and take your darkest cloak. We must be gone by morning light. Alastor shivered as he spoke. He led his sister through the hills and made her walk ahead, where they passed the lonely ice that fills the pretty river bed. Violet loved the thought of skating. Her mother wouldn't let her go. Still she stood completely taken by the wonder of the snow. Alastor was just mad and bitter, with his eyes as sharp as thistles. He didn't care much for a frosty shiver or the rows of icicles. The pair kept trudging up the peak. The young boy said, "We're almost there, but it's time for us to stop and eat, and I have sandwiches to spare. There's a cave I used to go to, with a view I really admire, and luckily for you I know just how to start a fire." The winter fairies passed them by, each wearing a dear little coat. Violet breathed out a little sigh as she admired the way they would float. It was so warm inside that Alastor slowly fell asleep, leaving the little witch to lie and watch the fairies dance and leap. But Violet quickly learned this was a terrible mistake, and that fairies' dance has hypnotizing powers that blind the eyes of those who take a look for many hours. The little witch would have sat and watched for weeks and weeks if the winter fairies hadn't needed socks and rushed to warm their feet. And when the dance was done, she blinked and turned to look for light, but all the winter fairies were gone, and it was the middle of the night. A storm was raging in the gloom. The snow was mounting high. There was no chance of it ending soon. She quivered and said, "Oh my." Al jumped up when he heard her speak, mad that he had gone to bed. "Why didn't you wake me up, you freak?" Then he hit her on the head. "We could be stuck here the entire night, but lucky for you I know exactly how to set things right and drive away the snow. I know a bit about fairy lore, and I've got a decent eye, and judging by this downpour, the one I seek is nearby." He headed outside the cozy cave, telling Violet to keep warm, and tried to keep on being brave as he turned to face the storm. After an hour of weary walking, the warlock faded on the ice, till he heard the sound of someone talking. He heard it more than twice. A boy sat down beside him. Alastor watched him slowly advance. His hair was white as lightning. There were snowflakes on his pants. But Alastor might as well have been tethered. He let out a tired groan. "You have to stop this icy weather, or we will never go home. My sister is hiding near the peak, terrified for her life. She's feeling small and very weak, with just a lantern and a knife." The child looked offended. He broke out in a huff. "Why would I quit making windows splendid? Oh, I think you said enough. This is my passion. It's my calling. This is my number one. I could stop the ice from falling, but it's simply too much fun." Then Al said in his head, "I can break us free. I know exactly how to tread and make him work for me." So he said, "There's something that I'm seeking, but I can't find it in the snow, nor with my pants leaking, and the wind's hottest blow." The child instantly got jealous. "What is this thing you seek? Is it with the winter fellas, or on the mountain peak?" "You were right the second time," Alastor answered with a smile. "If you want to know where it is, then fine, but you'll have to make it worth my while. Oh, I will stop the snow from raging, so don't worry your little head. I know your sister's probably caved in and a little underfed. I'll disappear like hide and seek, and every drop of snow will go too. And I'll have the treasure on the mountain peak, way before you do." When the snow died down a little, Alastor followed him all the way there. A secret box, both old and brittle. "Look, I found it fair and square." The winter child opened the chest, and got a terrible shock. Nothing but a spooky crest, and a dirty pile of rocks. "What is all this trash?" he yelled, with eyes you could see the devil in. "Why, my father's secret stash," Alastor answered with a grin. He swiped away the brittle chest, while the boy's mouth hung agape, then hurried to the cave to rest, and his little sister's sake. "Here's our old family crest, and a collection of rocks for me." Alastor broke open the chest, for her to look and see. But Violet had something in her view. It made her voice go flat. She pointed, and her brother looked too. Who in the world is that? But Violet had something in her view. It made her voice go flat. She pointed, and her brother looked too. Who in the world is that? She blinked. Oh, how her eyes did flutter. She looked completely lost. Alastor looked down and muttered, "His name is Jack Frost."